All right, let's share the screen. I have it
I
all
remember
ready to
with
go
my
today.
book.
All right, if you are on here and you're not muted, if you could mute yourself just so there's no feedback. But welcome to our team call. I'm really excited for our guest speaker tonight. I'm going to run through some recognition first, and then it's going to be all hers. But I first wanted to start with welcoming all of our April coaches. If your name is up here, welcome to the team. We're so excited that you are a part of this awesome community that we have been creating. And it is just a blessing to see so many names up here for the month of April so far. I also wanted to just kind of quickly run through these things. I know it might seem repetitive, but we have new coaches on here every single week. So if you're like hearing it again, it's never a bad thing to hear the same thing, just so that, sometimes you have to hear it a few times before it clicks. So those of you who are brand new, welcome. I wanted to run through this. The first thing you're going to do if you are brand new is start your Beachbody Challenge. Get yourself results like it's your job, because it is, to get results with your programs and go all in. The second thing on this list is to practice the vital behaviors, and those are being proof the products work, showing up on your journey every single day, drinking your Shakeology, using your performance line, whatever programs you're following and products you're following, you're showing up and you're showing that on your social media so people can see that, you're not just selling a product, you're sharing what's working for you and you're genuinely sharing that. The second thing is to connect, invite, and follow up. This is the biggest IPA, income producing activity, not a beer, that will build your business. And these are important to do daily, connecting with people, sharing this community with them. All of you are here because you were either invited or maybe you were one of those unicorns that reached out and was like, hey, I want to do that. We love those people. But most of the time, people are here because they were invited. So remember that when you're inviting, if you're afraid or you're nervous, don't be, because none of you would be here if somebody hadn't invited you. The second thing with that is you want to connect with people. You want to remember, like, we are real people. The people you are connecting with are real people as well. So be a real human, connect, build relationships, make friends, like make it a goal every day to go on Instagram and make like 10 new friends every single day. It's really fun, trust me. And then following up, you don't want to just invite and then never go back for that follow-up, because 9 times out of 10, the fortune's in the follow-up. Every message that you send as an invite, not everyone's going to see it, but you have to follow up, because a lot of times people aren't ignoring you on purpose. 9 times out of 10, they've seen it, they forgot to respond, and all of the people that, well, not all of the people, but most of the people that are signing up because they've been followed up. Like, there's this statistic, and I don't know it offhand, but not like most people sign up after, I think it's like being invited 7 times or being exposed to something 7 or 10 times. So don't get discouraged. If you're inviting a lot of people and you're not getting a ton of yeses right away, you're going to get no's. I get no's. Ashley still gets no's. We all get no's every single day. The other thing on this vital behavior list is to help people get results. So obviously you're a coach because you want to help people. So as you're helping people get signed up into your group, you are helping them get results by sharing the tools with them that have helped you, and being their cheerleader along their journey, getting them plugged into your challenge group and supporting them. And then doing personal development. And this should be the first one. This is like the most important thing. This is what's going to really be your backbone in your business. I really feel like the more you grow, the more you know, and the more you grow as a leader, the more your team's going to grow, and you're going to see that the effects of that in so many ways. So that could be an audiobook, that could be a podcast, it could be really anything, but the most important thing is it's 2 things. It's personal and it's development. It's for you, it's what you need, and you're developing, which means you're applying it to your business, you're sharing it with your team, you're sharing it on your social media, you're asking, how can I apply this to my life? And you're implementing it. Not just reading a book to check a box on your BAT and say that you did it. So the third thing you see up here is hitting Success Club. As I go through the recognition, you'll hear coaches are locked in Success Club, coaches are on the board. Success Club is a way that we measure like the people that we are helping and the lives that we're changing. And it should be your goal to help at least 3 every single month, whether you're here to build a huge 6-figure, 7-figure business, or you just want to get your shakes covered. Helping 3 people should be like bare minimum. And then those of you that want to build those big businesses, you're obviously going to want to be helping more than 3. I would be lying to you if I said just help 3 every single month and you'll have a 6-7-figure business in like 2 years. So you have to be helping more people. But if you're here, like I said, and you just want to pay for your shakes or you just want to help a few people, 3 should be like your goal every single month. And with that, if you are brand new and you haven't helped anyone yet, your first 2 people, if you are enrolling them as coaches, you're going to knock off like almost 2 birds with 1 stone. You're going to hit Emerald rank, which has a ton of benefits. You can reach out to your coach and ask them about those benefits. But as an Emerald coach, you basically are opening up a second income earning potential with Team Cycle bonus and a lot of other really cool stuff like customer leads and Success Club leads and all that. So make sure that if you're not Emerald, you set that goal. Try to hit that in your first month, if not your first week. I know some coaches hit it in their first day, their first hour. It's only 2 people. It's totally doable. So just make sure that you are connecting with your coach and getting a game plan for that. And then continuing that, hitting Success Club every single month. As you have probably noticed, every person who has been a guest speaker on our calls has hit Success Club consistently every single month. Like, it's not something that you hit 1 month and then you don't hit it, and then you hit 1 month and then you decide I'm not going to hit it this month. Like, it's something you should be hitting consistently. That's not to say if you missed it 1 month that you're a bad coach or any of that, but it should be your goal every month to lock that in because it creates consistency in your business. And as you have seen, all of these people who are speaking to you and sharing their stories, they are doing that, and that is creating success for them. Success Starter, obviously Summit's not happening this year, but you have a really awesome opportunity to be in test groups now when you become a Success Starter, which just means you're hitting Success Club in 3 out of your first 6 months. So that's totally doable. You should be hitting it in all 6 months, but to get this Success Starter title and the perks of being in a test group, you hit Success Club 3 out of your first 6 months and you've locked that in. And then from there, the very first place you're going to go, though, is to your new coach launch plan. You're going to get that from your coach. You're going to start there. It's going to set you up with setting up your business and figuring out why you're here and all that good stuff. And then you're going to be plugging into these team calls. If you're here, you're doing the right thing, doing that every single week, sharing that with your team and duplicating that. So everything that you learn, you're sharing with your coaches, and then they're duplicating the process. It's a rinse and repeat type of business. And the more you get like practice with this, the easier it's going to become. All right, so Success Club leaders on the board and locked in. So for locked in, we have myself, Amber, Audrey, Carly, Emmy, Nikisha, Samantha, Sammy, Sarah, Savannah, Sydney, lots of S's, and Natalie. And then on the board, we have Allison, Amy, Brittany, Catherine, Chris, Claire, Colleen, Holly, Jennifer, Joanne, Catherine, Kimberly, Christy, Lauren, Levi, Lindsay, Madeline, Margaret, Marielle, Mary, Michelle, Morgan, Nicole, Sturgeon, Norm, who's Natalie, Robin, Sydney, Taylor, who's me, and Mimi. So those of you who are on the board or locked in, I'm really proud of you guys. If you're not up here yet, you still have time to lock that in and help your 3 people and get Success Club for the month. And as a team, this is really cool. We've helped 83 people this month so far. So that's something that we're going to bring back. We used to do that and we haven't been. 83 total lives changed so far as a team, which is really cool. Our top volume leader for the week, we have Emmy Schneider-Green with 488. This is TV, not PV, not to be confused with PV. This is team volume. And then for our PV, we have in our 1,000 club, myself, Samantha, Emmy, Natalie, Christy, Savannah, and all of these amazing people up here in our 500 club, our 350 club, our 250 club, and our 150 club. If you're up here and you're contributing volume to the team and you're not Emerald, you're not getting the volume. So make sure you get to Emerald so that you can take advantage of all of this volume that our team is generating as a team. Then also our coach of the week, Sydney Reynolds. She is a new mom and she is crushing it with her business, and she's already in Success Club 8, which is probably outdated because I made this last week. So congratulations to you for being coach of the week. You're doing awesome. Our April calendar is always up in our team page, so make sure that if you haven't checked it out, you know what's going on for the next week. A lot of really cool stuff coming up for that. BOD Groups is launching on Sunday, so if you haven't had a chance to watch the video about BOD Groups, make sure you go do that. It's in the team page. I shared it in there. It's really informative. It's a lot of like technical stuff, so don't get too like overwhelmed with it, but make sure you know how to use it, and you're aware of like what it is before it comes out and people start talking about it. And this is basically a way to run your challenge groups moving forward. And I'm really excited about it. You're able to have like some sort of landing page and you can make a video. It's really cool. So check that out. Also, Bar Blend, there's still $20 off the challenge packs, and it's launching to the library on April 23rd, which is 2 days from now, I think. What's today? 21st. Yeah. So in 2 days, Bar Blend will be in your on-demand. It's great for those challengers that you have that are maybe looking for a new program to try, talking to them about this one because it is going to be in there soon, and setting them up with a completion pack so that they can get all the tools to complete the program. Okay, and then as we know, 10 rounds is out and people are getting amazing results with this. If you haven't started this one yet, I'm excited to start this. I'm still doing 80-day obsession, but all of the information about that is FAQ 1010. If you were on the live virtual super weekend, you will know we are launching salted caramel or caramel. I don't know which was the way to say it, but we're launching that in the summer, which is super exciting. There's always a really great time to re-engage customers when we have a new flavor of Shakeology coming out. So keep your eyes out for that. We've got our new bevy coming out, which I don't know, like first thing I thought was, that'd be great with some Tito's, but I don't know. It's not obviously for that, but I'm sure that's something that you can do with it. But check out the FAQ about this one, 7799. A lot of awesome products and programs that are coming out for the summer. And then our newest program, which I'm super stoked about, is called Muscle Burns Fat. And this is going to be a program by Megan Davies, and she is amazing. And it's a lifting program, and all the information for that is going to be on FAQ 2090. It looks really freaking awesome. So check that out as well. I'm personally not like going to be talking about it quite yet because it's a little bit far away, but just being informed about it and knowing about it is important right now. All right, our transformation highlights this week. I picked two because it was really hard to just pick one because there were so many great ones. And then I just saw Lindsay posted hers today after I had already had these slides made. So Lindsay Hall, if you haven't seen her transformation picture from 21 Days of Quarantine, it's really amazing. But these are the two women on our team I wanted to shout out today for their transformations. We have Randy on the left and Kara on the right. These women are so inspiring. They're both moms and they make zero excuses. Like they could make every excuse. They have kids, they have a job, they have all the stuff going on, and they're always showing up consistently on their journey, and it shows by their results. And I'm just really proud of them for sharing these photos and having the confidence to share their journey like this on social media. I know it's something that at first is really scary. So shout out to you guys. And this is a great, if you want to take transformation photos, like take notes. Wearing the same outfit is a really great idea. And having the same pose and background is really important too. The only thing I would say is next time to put a watermark on it so nobody can steal it and take credit for your hard work. But awesome transformations. Our social media shout out is Sammy. This post made me so happy to see that she was cutting up her credit card that she paid off with her Beachbody business. These are things you need to be sharing, guys. These are things that other people are going to relate to. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there with credit cards they'd love to pay off, and all of her hard work has allowed her to do that, which is really awesome. So I wanted to highlight her post this week because I thought it was really amazing, and it made me super happy to see her doing that. And look how happy she looks. Look how excited she looks in that picture. So congrats to you. Our Level Up Tribe Award is Randy Blender. I'm just super proud of you because you have been showing up on the live power hours like every day. And even the days that, maybe you couldn't make it, you were still doing them. Yeah, I had to put her on there too because she's always on them with you. But she's been showing up and doing the work, and it's really showing that she's doing that. And these are opportunities for you to hop on and work together, and she's taking advantage of them. So I wanted to really give her a special shout out today for doing that. You're doing amazing. I'm so proud of you. Our under 30 shout out. This is a coach who is less than 30 days on the team. And this week we have Nicole Beatty. She's been a coach for maybe like a week and a half, I think. And she's already helped her first person. And that's a really big accomplishment because it's that first person that's always like, once you help that one person, you're going to want to continue to help so many more people. And it's getting over that hump of like, I haven't helped anyone yet to I've helped my first person. So I wanted to give her a special shout out tonight too for doing that and helping her first person and kickstarting her business. So congratulations to you, Nicole. And if you have anybody else you want to recognize on the team, now is a great time to do that in the chat. Shout out your coach, shout out your teammate, shout out a friend, anyone that you want to give some extra recognition to. Also, I don't know if Natalie's on here, but happy 30th birthday. I don't know if she's here, but she's probably out there celebrating. So if you haven't said happy birthday to Natalie yet, she is 30 today. Okay, so that brings us to our guest speaker, Miss Ashley Feldeisen, and we actually met like so long ago. I don't even remember. Was it the Shalene event? Was it the first time that I met you? Yeah, that had to have been like 2015 or something. We were like babies back then. But we had met at a Shalene Johnson event, and we connected because we were both teachers. We're both around the same age. I think we are both 28. You're 28 now, right? Or no, turning 28, 27. Okay. But our stories are very similar, and we both retired from teaching. And I remember when I like meeting her way back then, and I was like, this girl's going places. Like, she's so dedicated. She's so motivated. And it's been really amazing to see her journey as a coach and all of the awesome stuff that she's been able to do with her business and with her team. And I'm sure you see all these awesome stats up here. Superstar Diamond Team, number 17 in the company. She's one-time premier, two-time elite, Success Club 10 legend. Like, Success Club is like important, guys. All these people that talk to you, I'm telling you, they are hitting Success Club. She's also a former teacher. But besides all of that, she's just a really awesome person. I know like a lot of times we hear these things and we feel like we can't relate to that because of a title or whatever, but she's just a very down-to-earth, real person, and I'm really excited that she's here to talk to you guys tonight about finding the joy in your business and not stressing over the outcome. So make sure you have your notepad and whatever you want to take notes on, iPad, whatever works for you. But thank you so much for being here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I could figure out where the button went and pass it over to you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, let me share my screen. Otherwise, I will be a squirrel. Oops, hold on. Put it in presentation mode. Okay, so like Carolyn said, tonight I'm going to be talking to you guys about a lot about mindset, but more so focusing on the process versus the outcome. But if you're anything like me, you thrive on stories. I could listen to like content all day long, like mentorship all day long, but what I really take home from like live events or team calls like this or national wake-up calls are actual stories from human beings, where they've come from, where they're going, like the feelers. You know, I'm a feeler. You know, when I hear a national wake-up call, my favorite part about the national wake-up call is that last question at the end, hearing about what Beachbody has done for them and where they've gone and where they've, in what they're doing and the way they felt throughout that entire thing. So I want to start with my story. So yes, my name is Ashley Feldeisen. I am 27 years old, and I actually started this business when my life was the craziest that it's ever been. I grew up in a very inconsistent household. I had a very inconsistent childhood. My mom had been married 4 times by the time I was 13, and my dad was married 3 times by the time I was 13. And so with all these new marriages, I had new brothers and sisters, I had new houses, I was changing schools all the time. And so with all these inconsistencies, I'm sure you can imagine that there wasn't a lot to lean on. There wasn't really anything solid in my life. And so I really relied on food. My food was a huge crutch in my life, and I was very overweight as a child. And it became like the guiding force, like for insecurities my entire life. But one of the only solid things in my life growing up was my Uncle Dickie, which might sound so silly, but he's handicapped. My mom has taken care of him my entire life. He still lives to her to this day. He is the most precious human being on the planet. And he was essentially my caregiver. My mom was working crazy hours, and I would go to school. I remember so vividly going to kindergarten and getting off the bus and coming home and laying out my cursive journal or like my writing journal, and reteaching him everything that I learned that day. And so at a very young age, I fell in love with teaching, mentorship, and more importantly, I fell in love with literacy. And so I never changed my mind growing up. I knew I wanted to be a teacher. I know I was meant to teach. So I dreamt of my dream classroom. I dreamt of my dream curriculum. Can everybody just make sure they're muted? I get super sidetracked easy. Thank you.
I'm on it. I'm getting them.
So I never changed my mind growing up. And so I went in my undergrad in elementary education. I got my undergrad. And while in undergrad, I met my now fiance. Well, we met in high school, but we started dating our sophomore to junior year of college. And we did long distance for about 2 years. He lived here in Baltimore. I lived in Buffalo, and we made the distance work. And then it was May of 2014. It rolled around, and we had to make the decision whether I was going to pick up my life and move it to Baltimore to be with him, or vice versa. He was going to pick his life up and move to Buffalo, Rochester to be with me. And so the cards kind of just aligned where I picked my life up and I moved it with him. And I moved it right into his parents' basement. I actually didn't have any savings account, and I couldn't afford rent outside of Baltimore. So we moved right into his parents' basement, where I then fell into a teaching position, a first grade teaching position. I fell right into my dream master's program, and I was commuting from Baltimore right outside of DC every single day. So it's about an hour drive there and back, an hour each way. And so my plate became very full very fast. And with my plate becoming very full, a new city, essentially a new relationship, now living with this guy I've been in a long distance relationship with for 2 years. I had this new career, this new education. I had this long commute. And so when I was pouring into these things, I bet you can imagine what happened. I totally lost myself. I got to the end of the day and my batteries were at 0%. I had nothing left for me. And so it was January of 2015, and I, new year, new me. I was setting new year goals because that's what we do, right, as humans. And I said, something has to change. I am in this point in my life where I dreamt my entire life to be, and I'm not fulfilled. My teaching job isn't what I always dreamt my entire life it was going to be. The commute is killing me. Grad school is like draining me. And I look in the mirror at the end of the night and I don't even love who I am. And so I had a lack of knowledge on how to get healthy and fit, but I did what any 22-year-old would do. I signed up for a gym. And so I thought to myself, well, what if I can find a gym at the midway point? I could wake up in Baltimore every morning, drive 30 minutes to the gym, work out, and then finish my commute, shower there, then finish my commute and head into DC each day. And so I did for like 2 weeks, but I lacked community. I lacked really any support whatsoever. I lacked the knowledge in how to eat healthy to really balance it in general. And when I went to the gym, I was running 3 miles every single day in fear of being judged and touching equipment that I didn't know how to use. And so I burnt out very fast. And it was February 3rd weekend, because it was Tyler's birthday weekend. And I was laying in bed. I had now burnt out from the gym. The new year, new me. I was already done. And I saw this post on social media. It was a 21-day before and after photo. It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't like a 100-pound weight loss. It was simply 21 days had passed in between these photos. And in that moment, this girl who I grew up with, who I used to cheer in elementary school with, she had something that I didn't have. She had pride. She was so proud of herself, so much that she was showing up on social media, sharing it. And so I reached out to her and I said, Caitlin, what are you doing? And she told me about 21 Day Fix. She told me it was $160 for one DVD in Shakeology. And I was like, all right, sign me up. And yeah, guys, back in the day, it was $160 for one DVD in Shakeology back in the old days. And so I got signed up with that, and I fell in love with 21 Day Fix. I will tell you straight up, 21 Day Fix changed my life. And here's why. My whole life, and I'm sure some of you guys can relate to this, my whole life I was told what to eat, what not to eat, don't eat after this time, don't eat before this time, like always just like told commands, right? And, told you, all you have to do is do some crunches or go run 15 miles to lose some weight. But here was this program that allowed me to just move my coffee table out of the way, sweat for 30 minutes by just mirroring what the chick on the TV is doing. And it's different every single day. And there are these color-coded containers that actually are teaching me. I'm building knowledge around nutrition. And so for me, it was like, oh my goodness, I have failed, and I'm going to talk about this, but I have failed so many times in the past because I didn't have a solid foundational program that actually got me interested in taking care of myself. And so my coach saw me showing up and she was like, Ash, you have a lot of passion. You should be a coach. And I never shot her an objection. I never said, oh, I don't have time, or I don't want to lose money. I simply thought back to that before and after photo that she posted. And I said, yeah, you're right. If you can show up by just posting a photo, I'm already going to be posting photos. You just show up by posting a photo and you change my life the way you have, I can do that. Like, I can show up, I'm already going to be doing it. And if anything, it's just making me a better Ashley. And so that's always been this cycle moving forward. I have never, ever lost sight of what it is that made me get started. Now I'm going to talk a little bit along the way. I kind of lost it, but that cycle is how I run my business today. I saw my coach show up authentically and share her journey so much that she became a light. She became this mirror for me to say, well, if Caitlin can, I can too. And so my mission every single day is to do just that, is to show up on social media and say, if I can, you can too, to be proof that if I can, other people can too. And so chances are the way you came into this business is very much going to be the way you represent yourself as a brand or your mission on social media. And so I try to always hold on to that. My coach just showed up authentically and got results and had this incredible pride in herself. My mission is to do that same thing. And so I actually had quite a bit of success coming right in because I was so proud of myself. I was so committed to my own journey. I was doing the vital behaviors. I was screaming them from the rooftops. I hit Success Club 5. I was a success starter. I hit Success Club 5, 10, right out of the gate. I was so excited. I was getting people that I worked with involved. I was bringing the containers to work. I was making lunches for people. We were staying late and working out. And I was so excited. I was spreading this thing like wildfire. Just like I love my Lululemon pants. I was spreading it just like that. I was sharing it with authenticity. And so I went to the Chalene Johnson event where I saw Carolyn. It was in March of 2016. And I will never forget it because I was sitting there. I didn't go to the event wanting to quit my job. I didn't say I'm going to quit my job this year, but I went to this event wanting to be inspired. I wanted to have my life changed. And Chalene said out into the crowd, if you're not happy where you are, change it. And I was so unhappy teaching. And now I hadn't matched my teaching income at that point yet. But I was like, I was making like $400 a week, by simply showing up and hitting Success Club and then helping a couple of my girls do the same. I by no means had like a giant team, but I was a diamond coach. I was helping people consistently, and I was helping those girls consistently as well. And I came home and I quit my job. I was just like, Chalene told me to quit my job. The queen spoke to me when she was on stage, and I actually quit my job. And Tyler kind of pooped his pants, but we made it work. And so the thing is, what happened to me when I quit my job is that I thought that now everybody was going to flock to me. I thought because I quit my job, now everybody's going to want to join me. And it was so far off from what actually started to happen. And I started to plateau. I quit my job in June of 2016. I didn't rank my business advance for one full year. I didn't grow in income for one full year. And it was in July of 2017 when my dad relapsed. My dad is an addict, and my dad relapsed. He's now clean for 3 years. But he relapsed, and I picked my entire life up and moved it back home to Rochester. And I remember sitting at my parents' table and bawling my eyes out saying, Mom, I have to go back to teaching. Like, this just isn't it for me. I want this to be it for me so bad, but I just need security. I have to go back to teaching. And I filled out a teaching application. And that night I just started sobbing. And I told her, I said, I worked so hard to get out of a career that did not bring me fulfillment, and I'm just going to go back to it after not giving my all in this business. And so in July of 2017, it was like July, August of 2017, I drew this line in the sand. And I realized something. I had to take a big fat pulse check on my business. And this is what I'm going to talk to you about tonight. I had to take a big fat pulse check on my business and ask myself, Ashley, are you focusing on the outcome of your business, or are you focusing and finding joy in the process of your business? And the truth was that I was focusing. I was obsessing on the outcome. Back then, for the first 2 years of my business, even though I got started for the right reasons and I wanted to help people change their lives, I was obsessing about the things that the top coaches had. I wanted the financial freedom that Lindsay Matway had. I wanted the bleach blonde hair. I wanted the big team. I wanted the flashy stuff. And those things, those external things, didn't bring me joy. They were at the end of the finish line, right? The 6-figure income, the dream house, the paying off the college debt. Those things were at the end of the road for me. And I was obsessing over them so much that it was brainwashing me to find joy in what I was doing in the daily. I want you to put like a heart in the chat if you can relate to that. And it's okay, because sometimes we have to take a pulse check on our businesses. But I was the coach who was so obsessed with what I wanted on the external that I was losing sight on really getting there and finding joy in the today. And so I want to kind of ask the question of, sorry, I just shared my story. So I kind of want to bring it back for a second and ask, why do people fail? But more importantly, why did I fail my entire life with health and fitness? And why did I fail? Not that I failed my first 2 years in this business, but I wasn't where I wanted to be. Not that failure is a bad thing, because failure, the other side of failure is growth. But my whole life I battled with my weight. I was bullied at a young age. I was always bigger than my friends. I suffered from eating disorders. I was just so uncomfortable in my skin for so long. And the reason I wanted to lose weight forever was for an external reason. I wanted to lose weight to fit in. I wanted to lose weight to be able to share clothes with my roommates. I wanted to lose weight so the boys would look at me. And I always wanted to lose weight for these external things. And that's why I failed for so many years. I failed for so many years because I was doing it for the outcome. I was doing it for the thing waiting for me at the finish line, and those things weren't aligned to something that brings me joy every single day. And I see my coaches. I have been blessed with the most incredible team ever. We just went superstar last year, and they are the absolute best. I don't know what I did to deserve them, but I look at a broad scope of my team, and the ones who are consistently failing, like saying, Ashley, I'm going to be so successful this month, and then falling short. Ashley, I'm going to hit successful this month, and then falling short. Ashley, I'm going to hit diamond, and then falling short. They're the ones who are just doing it for the frilly things. They're just doing it for Success Club. They're just doing it for diamond. They're just doing it for the name on the leaderboard. And I don't ever want to run a business like that. I don't want my girls to show up and lead and build a mission or build a business around a flashy thing, just like something that can go away tomorrow. I want my girls to build a team, and I want you guys to build a team based on something that aligns to you every single day. Think about a man who has to lose 100 pounds, right? Think about this man who has to lose 100 pounds, and you see, and if he wakes up every single day and he's like, oh, I have to lose 100 pounds. Oh my God, I have to lose 100 pounds. Oh, I have to lose 100 pounds. If you were to just obsess over that loss, like this, such a far way that he still has to go, such a long journey ahead of him, if you were to just focus on that, it would brainwash him and he wouldn't find any joy in the today. But if he says, okay, I got to lose 100 pounds, but in order to lose 100 pounds, I have to find the joy in today. I have to eat spinach and egg whites and find incredible ingredients to mix together and enjoy that meal. I have to get outside, feel the sun on my skin. I get to see neighbors that I might not have seen in years because I haven't left my house. And starting to find joy in the everyday to get to that goal. And so the same thing goes for our businesses. Back in 2017, when I had to draw that line in the sand, it became that same thing for me. I was obsessing over the I wanted the 6-figure so bad. I wanted to be an elite coach so bad, but I didn't know how the hell to get there. And so it became reeling it back and saying, all right, Ash, in order to get there, I have to find joy in the process. And in order to find joy in the process, I had to take the vital behaviors and I had to do them and attach like love and passion to them so that other people can do that same thing. I can't expect my team to come in and get results if I'm not. I can't expect my team to come in and send invites if I'm not, right? And so the first thing, and I think the first vital behavior should be to get results and find find joy in your health and fitness journey. I have had the most success in my business the last 2 years because I've been head over heels in love with just taking care of myself through nutrition and fitness. And so in 2017, that was my biggest transition. Finding a program, printing out a calendar, sticking it on my dang wall, pulling out my containers, dusting them off, and freaking sticking to that. And what did my team start to do? Because I did that same thing. They printed out the calendar, they stuck it on their wall, they dusted off their calendars, and together we started linking arms, and we really started to make a huge shift. So health and fitness journey was the biggest thing for me. I had to go all in, right? And finding joy in doing that. I wasn't doing it just for the weight loss. I wasn't doing it for the transformation. I was doing it because, number one, my mission was to help people change their lives and for them to see that through my story, they could do anything too. But I was doing it because I wanted to prove to myself what I was capable of. I had failed so many times for so many years. I wanted to see what it felt like to succeed. I wanted to see what it felt like to be comfortable in my own skin. And so that was step number one. The second thing was inviting. An invite changed my life. And here I was for 2 years in my business, kind of giving an invite at a side eye, being like, oh, I have to send invites tonight just to check it off my business activity tracker. But then I had to step into this mode of, oh my goodness, there's this thing that changed the trajectory of my future forever. This girl who I grew up with showed up and invited me to join her. Now, I would be so selfish not to pay that forward. And so I had to make a shift of saying, oh, I have to send an invite tonight, to saying to myself, Ash, you get to invite tonight. You get to get on you get to get on your Instagram and send invites to girls who you know can have their lives absolutely changed by this opportunity and by our platform, because your life has been changed by this opportunity and by this platform. And so it just took that little mental shift. So going all in on my journey, really inviting, not just to do it, but because I got to do it, because I had the ability to do it. And then paired with that, talking about the coaching opportunity and creating content. Now, I am a sucker for Instagram. Instagram is totally my playground, and I love it. I love creating content. I love building my brand. And the biggest thing for me to bring people in was actually creating content outside of Beachbody. And it is so much fun. If you go to my Instagram, you probably won't even know that I'm a Beachbody coach, because I am building my brand outside of it. And so, whereas I do talk about Beachbody a lot, I do talk about coaching, I'm consistently signing people up. What I'm talking about every single day are things that Ashley loves, because I know that when I talk about things that Ashley loves, people who can relate to those things are going to love hearing me talk about them. So I'm always talking about my fashion. I'm always talking about making food. I'm always talking about my dogs, planning a wedding. I'm talking about home decor. I'm talking about so many things outside of health and wellness. But then a couple times a week, they're hearing me talk about my boot camps, and they're hearing me talking about the coaching opportunities. But so many girls follow me for things that they can relate to me on. And so I had to start creating content and not just be this coach who threw up Beachbody left and right. I didn't want to smell like a Beachbody coach. Instead, I wanted to bring people into my playground and show them, like, there's this girl who also loves fashion and makeup and hair and whatever, a good makeup tutorial, and she's planning a wedding, but she's also getting incredible results in her garage, and she's built a multiple six-figure income by doing it over the last 5 years. And so I'm just kind of painting a picture for them. And so it became aligning those things every single day, getting the results, not just for the physical, but every single day, getting excited about eating my spinach and eating my egg whites, and, being excited about taking care of myself and taking care of my nutrition and my health and fitness, showing up with my invites because I got to, and then creating incredible content around that. And so if you guys were on the Super Saturday call, which I hope every single one of you guys were, Super Saturday was absolutely incredible. We got to hear the top 10 coaches break their top 10 tips. And so I love them all, but the one that really stuck out to me was from Melanie Mitro, the queen of Beachbody. To me, she's my queen. 4-time top coach, Melanie Mitro. She's just honestly, this girl who is so consistent. That's why she's successful. She has nothing extraordinary about her. She is just absolutely the most consistent woman you'll ever meet in your life. And that was her biggest tip. Just be consistent. Be consistent, and that's what's going to build your brand. Do the things when no one is watching. Do the business activity tracker when no one is watching, when you don't have anybody to turn it into. Do the workout when no one is going to look at your business or your challenge tracker app, or no one's going to check your Apple Watch. Do the things read the personal development at 4:00 in the morning when no one is telling you to, when no one's watching you do it. Those are the things that consistency is built. When you build that consistency, that is what builds long-term results. And so if I reel back to 2017, when I was a diamond coach, I had one diamond on my team, which was me, and I was like a falling in and out diamond. I drew that line in the sand. I was about to quit. Makes me like get butterflies thinking about the fact that I almost quit. But I was one diamond on my team. And when I drew that line in the sand and I went all in, and I'm telling you guys, like I went all in. I was the girl kind of sort of showing up on team calls. I wasn't creating incredible content for my calls because I knew only a couple girls would get on, and I'd get on and kind of just like bebop with them. But when I drew that line in the sand, I said, if I want to be where Lindsay and Brittany Leggett and Bonnie Engel are, I have to start teaching my team, or treating my team of 3 or 4 people as if they're 3,000. And I had to start creating bomb trainings for them. And I had to pour my energy into them. And I had to talk to the masses for them. I had to just show up and be that light for them. All of a sudden, more people started showing up, and I didn't have to fake anything. I was creating these trainings for them. And so maybe you have no people on your team, or maybe you have one person on your team, or maybe you have 30 people on your team, or 1,000 people on your team. Whatever the case is, you need to show up as the coach that you want to be. And so I was a single diamond coach back in 2017. And in 1 year, by the end of 2018, we had advanced 36 diamonds on Team Elevate, just because they were able to replicate those behaviors. They were able to come in and see the seriousness, the level of seriousness that we were in taking care of our businesses. And now we have over, I don't even know how many diamonds we have, but that is because of the duplication process. And so why do people fail? More than likely because they're so obsessed on the outcome versus the actual process. But why do people succeed? People succeed because they are so in love and they have this passion attached to what they're doing every single day. Now, I show up and I do my morning. I don't touch my phone in the morning. My alarm goes off and my phone goes back in my nightstand, and I don't touch it for hours. I go downstairs. I make a cup of pre-workout. I make a pre-workout hydrate cocktail where I fill up my mason jar nice and tall, put 2 scoops of pre-workout in it, put 1 scoop of hydrate, come back up to my office, and I read 4 books. The first thing that I do, I don't read 4 books. I do 4 things. First thing I do is in my Start Today journal. If you guys don't have the Rachel Hollis Start Today journal, I love it. Also, little like plug in here. Don't know if you guys are Rachel Hollis girls, but she has a virtual Rise event next Saturday. My entire team and I are doing it, and I'm so excited. It's only like $40 to attend, and it's an all-day event. But anyway, so the Start Today journal is 5 things that you're grateful for every day, and then 10 things as if they already happened. And for me, this just gets me into that boss mindset at the beginning of each day. So I do my daily like Start Today journal. I read a devotional. So this is just kind of like, it's like a poem every day. It's like just a personal growth, a poem every single day that I do. And then I always do and then I always do some type of professional development. I'll read this for 20 minutes to 30 minutes and just get out my highlighter and read something that aligns to professional development. Now, I still haven't touched my phone. I haven't touched my computer. I haven't checked my email. I've only focused on Ashley. This allows me to step into the most authentic version of me before I check my email, before I do anything else. If I were to check my phone or check my email or check my Instagram of how many likes I got on my photo before I were to start my Start Today journal, I would have so many thoughts just kind of like pulling me left and right. And I want to be so focused. I want to wake up and feel my most authentic self. And so I spend the morning with myself. Then when I finish my pre-workout, I go downstairs, I get into my virtual gym, and I crush my workout. And from there, I go and I track in my challenge tracker app, and then I post it in my boot camp. And I focus, and it is the most special thing ever because I get to find joy in that piece of my day. And I know that when I make that piece of my day, then my non-negotiable, my number one most important piece of my day, I am a better Ashley to my coaches, to my partner, to my dogs, to my mom, to my sister. And and they deserve to get the best part of me. That's how people succeed, is finding joy in taking care of themselves, finding joy in taking care of their businesses. When I get onto my social media and create content, I'm not like, oh God, what am I going to create today? I get excited about how I can deliver content today. I get excited about reaching out to people, how I can show up on social media, because that is what drives success, is finding joy and being confident with what you, with knowing that what you have is an absolute gift. We have this incredible platform, guys. I told you I paid $160 back in the day for one DVD in Shakeology, right? Now we have the entire platform of workouts. Amy Silverman talked all about this on the National Wake Up Call. We have the entire platform of workouts and nutrition for $160 with Shakeology, with recipes, with nutrition plans, with you as their coach, with soon-to-be bod groups, right? They have the silver platter. You need to know in your core that that is such a steal, and they will feel that from you. But you have to be living proof that that works, and that this opportunity works, and that you are excited about it every single day. And it's just this ongoing process, but don't rush it. Don't be so obsessed with what you have to gain, the success that you have to achieve, that you lose sight of the process, the beauty in the process today, because it is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I mean, that's really all I wanted to say. If you guys have any questions, I do have another call at 8:30, but if you guys have any questions or want to do anything else, Carolyn?
Sorry, I had to mute myself. Thank you so much for all of that. That was such an amazing call. It's clear to me that you are passionate about this business. That is no question. And that's seriously what creates success. Like when you're excited about what you're doing, when you love what you're doing, when you're proud of yourself and the people on your team, and just being excited to show up every day. I think that's something that we sometimes can get, like, we can forget that and get lost. Like, not being excited about what you're doing. And you need to find what it is in this business that excites you. And then you need to run with that. Some people are just like super excited about their challenge groups, and that's their thing. And they run with that, and they have kick-ass challenge groups. Some people, like myself, I enjoy the teaching side of this business and the mentorship side of this business. Like, obviously we are still running challenge groups, but find that part that brings you joy. And I think that is such an important message that you shared tonight. So thank you for taking time out of your day to be with us. Does anyone have any questions? I don't know what time it is. I don't have a watch. Oh, it's 8:18. So if anyone has any questions, feel free. Unmute yourself, pick her brain, like ask away. Give you like a little countdown, I guess. No questions at all? Oh, that's funny. Did you see the in the chat, Ash? Cool. No questions? All right. Well, if there aren't any questions, then we'll let you go and get ready for your next call. But thank you again. We appreciate you being here. Let's do a quick little picture before you leave. Hold on a second. Or boomerang. Ready? Where are you? All right. Everyone start moving around or something. Yay. All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you. I'll see you all next week. Have a great night. And yeah, bye.